Zimbabwe cash crisis worse.
Talking about Venezuela once again.
Systemic important banks. They removed the 1,000 thing on there called monetary awareness. Hey there, hope all is well. Back at you today with some more RT News updates. And as you can tell from today's title, we're going to be talking about the recent development of Iran's cryptocurrency, which is underway due to the fact that the U.S. continues to impose their will on that country with sanctions. So like always, whenever a country is under pressure by the United States government, the next best thing to do is to bypass the dollar altogether, aka what's called the de-dollarization process, or getting rid of Federal Reserve notes out of your economy, period, by coming up with your own means of doing business, which ideally in this time frame will lead to a lot of countries choosing to use the blockchain technology, i.e. with the development of their own cryptocurrency. So before I dive into today's articles, as always, new to RTD, I want to encourage you to click the subscribe button along with the notification tab to be informed of future updates as well as live streams. Also join me on Twitter, where I share posts throughout the day on various subject matters dealing with our monetary system as well as whatever's happening in the news that I can't get to via video. Make sure you click the button down below to be notified when things are posted. So as I mentioned today, I have a few articles dealing with recent events between the Iran and the US, more importantly with Trump and the general of Iran, talking about possible war and the response if we were to go to war. And so talks like that really impact the economy of Iran significantly, especially the fact that their currency is already suffering over half its value lost within the last year, which has led to the idea of them developing their own cryptocurrency-based asset to do business with other nations without having to use a Federal Reserve note, because they've been blocked by the SWIFT as well as all the other financial institutions that make it very difficult for Iran to do business outside, which only leads to more citizens within the country suffering financially as inflation continues to spike because the currency is worth less and less as days go by. So before I get into today's articles, as always, you can scroll down below to find out more information for yourself. Also want to encourage you to take the time to join RTD on Facebook, where I share articles throughout the day, which gives you a chance to find out more news as they unfold as I post them throughout the day on the Rethinking the Dollar Facebook page. So click the link down there to join us there. So to give you a better idea of what I'm referring to when it comes to the whole back and forth between Iran and the US, here's an article from CNN that came out on Wednesday in regards to Trump's tweet may trap U.S. in another war. So if you take the time to read that, you'll get more of an idea as to what's happening with the lack of diplomacy in the Middle Eastern region. And then as a response to that, we have a report here from Al Jazeera where the Iran general threatens Trump. He says, if you begin war, we will end it. And what's most notable about this here, it says that he's quoted as saying, we will destroy all that you possess. And so whatever that means, which let me know that it might be something very dangerous, i.e. some type of nuclear situation here, but don't know. But if you're interested, feel free to read more for yourself. But what I want to get on is the idea that here's another report out of Al Jazeera from last week, and it says Iran currency halves in less than a year. So here's a 2-minute video here worthy of your time here, which gives you an idea as to what's happening within the economy there. And it starts off with comparing the idea of purchasing electronics from today as opposed to last year using the iPhone and other smartphone technologies. And since the Rial has lost half its purchasing power, it makes acquiring electronics that much more expensive for those that are in the country of Iran. And so give you an idea what that looks like in regards to the exchange rate to the dollar. Here we have, as of today, $1 will get you 43,000 Rial. So we see here how over the last 10 years, the Rial has dropped in value significantly to the dollar, which makes life in Iran very difficult because the cost of living goes up. And like always, wages never keeps up with the real rate of inflation, which leads to the idea that now Iran is deciding to take matters into their own hands with the development of a cryptocurrency. So here's a report from CCN. It says Iran inches closer to national cryptocurrency and plan to evade U.S. sanctions. And I'll give you a little idea what's going on here. It says Iran is preparing to launch its own indigenous state cryptocurrency that authorities envision will help the country circumvent the latest economic sanctions enforced by U.S. President Donald Trump. It says, according to Iran's state-affiliated news outlet Press TV, domestic authorities have already initiated, quote, a plan to create an indigenous cryptocurrency that will function both as a domestic currency and an international token for global trade and commerce while evading Western financial sanctions. It says a noteworthy announcement was made by Alireza Dalari, the Deputy for Management and Investment Affairs at Iran's Directorate for Scientific and Technology Affairs of the Presidential Office. Wow, that's a lot in one sentence. Dalari notably revealed that the initiative is being developed in cooperation with the Central Bank of Iran. The effort will see the cryptocurrency fundamentally pegged to Iran's natural currency, the Rial, in the form of a digital token. The cryptocurrency will also be used to settle interbank settlements in the financial transaction between banks domestically, alongside its intended use for cross-border transactions without any reliance on the SWIFT-led global financial system. So here we have the idea that they're no longer going to use the SWIFT. they're no longer going to be needing Federal Reserve notes as a reserve in their country there, which means that limits the role of the dollar even more so with this country, not to mention all the other countries under sanction by the United States government, which means there's less demand for dollars overall because more nations will begin utilizing their own currencies or spin-offs of their own currency using the blockchain technology. So more information there if you're interested to read for yourself. But on another note, here's an article here from zcrypto.com. It says Iranian Bitcoin holders' assets confiscated by the U.S. government. So this is as of this week as well. And it talks about the idea the U.S. government confiscated from Iranian Bitcoin holder assets. 500 Bitcoin were seized in all amount, which amounts to about $5.7 million. So the Bitcoin belongs to Iranian Bitcoin asset holders. The confiscation, according to the leader of the Iranian Blockchain Association, started last year as reported by Abina. He stated that, quote, some people believe that this confiscation is because of circumventing U.S. sanctions by Bitcoin holders, unquote. Retrieving the confiscated assets from the U.S. government had been very difficult due to the official ban of Bitcoin in Iran. This has made getting an attorney very difficult for the Blockchain Association. However, Safir Mohammadi and the Blockchain Association has been taking steps to engage expert attorneys that understand the Iranian's capital market and also the Financial Action Task Force. So here we have the idea that more people are becoming aware of the importance of getting outside of their national currency in Iran. But the United States government has decided to confiscate Bitcoins, according to this source here, based upon an idea that some of those people are probably high net worth individuals and have assets all around the world. And so it's interesting to see how this will play out in the days ahead with the development of the cryptocurrency out of Iran. It's good to say since Venezuela has a cryptocurrency now, Iran will be working on theirs. Russia has one. And it's good to say that North Korea is not too far behind. Those are four nations that are all under sanctions by the United States government. And so it's going to be interesting to see how those countries continue to develop that technology there, what blockchain they choose to use, whether they start from scratch or use one of the current blockchain which is already on the market, which will then possibly drive up the price of that particular blockchain they use if it's something that's already mainstream. And so we'll see what the response will be from the United States government. And according to that very first article there on the possibilities of war, I wouldn't doubt if this really speeds up the race for our government here to really begin applying more pressure on Iran in some effort to thwart this plan of going crypto development even further, which will only put more pressure on the dollar as more nations decide to remove themselves away from the Federal Reserve note altogether. So interested in hearing your thoughts on this matter, leave a comment down below. I think this story here is very telling of where we're heading in regards to the usage of the dollar outside of our country here. And at the end of the day, whenever the Federal Reserve note is no longer in demand or needed for trade amongst other nations, that should lead you to wonder what will happen to all those Federal Reserve notes that's out there that's no longer being used. They'll be heading home. So other than that, love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment and look forward to bringing you more news updates. Enjoy your day.